The ambulance came right away.
And what did you tell the ambulance?
And I said, oh, no, I don't want to go to a doctor, to the hospital. I'm okay.
Our investigation began on a stretch of I-25 north of Colorado Springs. A car crash in particular. Injured in it was a woman named Lorena Sanchez.
I just told them the only thing I need is an x-ray just to see if my ribs are fine. Don't do anything else.
Despite her protests, paramedics took her here, UC Health Memorial Hospital North. She left an hour and a half later with a confirmation, no broken bones. A year later,
$24,500.
a bill arrived she had no way to pay.
But when you go through that and you see that dollar amount for 1 hour and a half, it doesn't make sense.
Eventually, she received a summons and a lawsuit, not from UC Health, but a company she did not know, Credit Service Company.
This is unfair. This is not the right thing. This is not a right thing.
Our investigation found in 2020 UC Health largely stopped suing patients under its own name, instead opting to use the name of a debt collector as a plaintiff, a practice that largely allowed the hospital giant to escape public scrutiny of its litigation practices, all while confusing people in the process.
I had never heard of them. I had to look them up.
We are not hiding anything. There is no mystery about what's going on here.
Hospital leadership defended the practice. Technically, this is still money that's owed to you. So why wouldn't you be the plaintiff?
The implication is that we're hiding from this or hiding the fact that the debt is owed to us. I just take issue with that.
But state legislators took notice and drafted House Bill 1380.
And I want to give a shout out to several investigative reporters that have been following this for years. Chris Vanderveen and his team.
With the recent governor's signature in place, soon hospitals like UC Health will have to sue patients under their own name, which in turn will allow the public to know how often this is done.
Now we'll be able to know how many times a hospital takes a Coloradan to court.
Coloradans like Lorena Sanchez.
There's no words. There's no words to describe.
Chris Vanderveen, 9 News. And here I am. House Bill 1380 technically applies to all debt. UC Health insists its legal efforts represent a small fraction of all of its cases. But we also cannot find a hospital system in Colorado as of now that does sue more than UC Health. Why it stopped suing under its own name in 2020 remains a bit unknown. UC Health has never answered that question for us, but we do know around that time, other hospital systems across the U.S. were publicly shamed for suing large number of patients. It is not a popular thing to do, to sue patients of yours. Hospitals have gone varying lengths to sort of sue and not sue.
How does this pan out now to the other 49 states? Is this something that other states are looking at or have already maybe made amendments?
There's other states that have done this, and there's other hospital systems around the country that, like I said, have been publicly shamed as sort of stopping doing this. Hospital systems don't make a ton of money from this, despite what you might think. It's not a huge fraction of their budget. The decision is, do we do it or do we not do it? And in recent years, more hospital systems have decided, hey, we're not going to sue patients.
And you've told us so many stories. I mean, I think of Lorena, is it? In this piece, she broke my heart. But then the guy that had earwax.
It's one of those
like
things.
the most little things.
You think about there's this idea when you go to medical care that you're getting something, you're buying something, you should have to pay for it. But there's something different with medical care because it's not like buying a car. When you buy a car, you know exactly how much it's going to cost, and you can say, I don't need a car.
Right.
But you go to the doctor, you're like, I might need that. And we're finding that a lot of times those medical bills, there's problems with it. There's mistakes in it. There's errors. There's all sorts of things with them. And that can cause people to say, hey, I don't want to pay that. And sometimes they're right.
Wow. And you need help right away.
Well, good to see the change.
That's great.
Yeah,
good work on at least affecting that. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet.